Hi, this is Robin. I'm back again for another soap making video. This is soap batch number 2 for the day. Earlier I made the cupcake soap and now I'm going to make another log soap. This one's going to be scented with spearmint eucalyptus fragrance oil, which is actually kind of a unisex scent. It smells really, really nice. And I'm going to use some lavender buds in this batch as well. And I already have my fragrance oil measured out, my lavender buds, and then I also have 2 different colorants I'm going to be using. I mixed a yellow and a blue together to make a green, and then I also have a purple. So this one's going to be a little bit creative, and I'm going to try some different techniques with this one. And I already have the oils measured out. Here's my liquid oils. And then I also have my solid oils in the pan. I'm getting ready to melt those down. So this particular recipe is going to be just with 4 different oils this time. I have coconut oil, palm oil, which is what you see here in the pot, and then I'm also using olive oil and castor oil. This is going to create a little bit of a harder bar, and I'm anxious to get to work with this one, so I'll be back. Oils are all melted and mixed together, and they're about 135 degrees, so waiting for that to cool down. I'm going to mix this batch at about 110 or 115 degrees, and I just mixed the sodium hydroxide and the water together. That's reading, again, about 165 degrees, and I just set that in some cold water to let that cool down. Well, I forgot to show you the 3 different containers colored before I actually mixed it together in the mold. And I guess I was just rushing too much. The mixture was getting kind of thick, and I was concerned about it getting too thick and not mixing well. So I went ahead and separated it into 3 different containers. One of the mixture I added the purple, and the other I added the green, and you can kind of see it's more of a pastel kind of lavender and green color. And all I did is I just layered it. I poured some purple on the bottom, green, and then some natural color, purple, green, and that's how it turned out here. And then I left a section of the natural color aside. I'm waiting for this to get thicker so that I can put it on top, and I'm going to try to do a creative textured top, and then that's when I'm going to sprinkle the lavender seeds on top. So I'm going to wait for a few moments, and I'll show you how that looks. Well, I thought I'd come back and show you one thing I decided to do. I took a little bit of the natural oil mixture and separated some and decided to add the lavender buds into that, and I just layered that on top of the purple and green mixture that I showed you before. So you could see the lavender buds in there. Now they will end up turning brown. They will not be staying the lavender shade, which is okay. But anyway, so I wanted to show you that, and I'm waiting for this mixture to get thicker, which it is just about where I want it. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on top and do the textured, and I'll show that to you once I finish. So here's the textured top. I waited for the mixture to be pretty thick before I put it on top, and I just used a spoon and dropped dollops of the mixture to help create these little peaks and valley look. And it sits up kind of high, which adds a nice look to it, and I decided not to sprinkle it with the lavender buds since I put the lavender buds in the layer right below this. I really just like how this looks, and I think the lavender buds would take away from the texture creation here. So this is going to sit for 24 hours before I take it out of the mold and cut it up, and I will show you what it looks like all complete. Well, I'm back to have the big reveal of the slab soap that I just made yesterday. And I took it out of the mold, and I'm getting ready to take the freezer paper off. So you can see the texture is still really nice on top. And the purple and green color really came out nice. It is more of a pastel. The camera, I think, is showing it a little brighter than what I can actually see. And if you see those brown specks, those are the lavender buds. And this looks really like a dessert. almost like some kind of an ice cream cake or something with chocolate chips in it. That's what it reminds me of. So anyway, here you have it, and I'm going to continue to take the freezer paper off. I'm going to slice it up, and I will show you what the slices look like. They just turned out great. I am just so happy with how they looked. The lavender buds add a nice little detail, and the textured tops, I think, are really, really nice as well. Each one looks a little different from the next as far as the designs go, which is part of the fun with making this type of soap. When you're pouring in the colors, you just never know what the design's going to be until you slice them up. So that's the exciting part, is taking it out of the mold and then slicing them up to see what each one looks like. So this is just so much fun. This is only my 4th batch of soap, and with each one I enjoy it more and more. One thing I want to let you know is while I was making this yesterday, I left out one very important ingredient that you cannot tell from this video, but you could tell with your nose. I forgot to add in the spearmint eucalyptus fragrance oil. So these are now a non-scented natural bar of soap, which I think some friends and family might enjoy, anyone who really doesn't care for a scented soap. But actually, even with the lavender buds, I was quite surprised that they leave a very mild lavender scent to the bars. So they're very, very nice, a very natural smelling soap. So I can already think of a few people who will probably like that more than if I had put the fragrance oil in. They're beautiful though. I just can't wait to try one of these. They're going to cure for 4 to 6 weeks and will be ready to use. And sometime in the near future, I will be back to show you more of my creations.